Today, I want to start with our warm-up exercise with a little review, all opening upper body stuff, because we always need it because we're this way.
Right.
We need to open this up. So as a reminder, so we'll start with the warm-up exercise and a little carryover stuff from last week I wanted to mention. And then we are going to, I think some of you guys already left last week when I mentioned about, we could do a floor exercise next week. So we are going to try to do some lying down exercise. So if you need time for setup later, let me know. Either the floor, I have a little floor space here with my mat. If you guys need to move to, next to your bed or a big chair with an ottoman, or where you need a space so you can lie flat. So if you need to adjust your room and the laptop or computer setting, let me know. But we are going to start with the little warm up. So first, like half an hour, we're going to be seated. Okay. Any questions, feedback from last week? Oh, the tongue stuff. So the tongue. So how's your tongue?
That would be
How's
me.
your observation? Okay, go ahead, Melvin.
I believe it's much better.
Really?
Do feel a difference, and I cannot understand what it is due to. I cannot pinpoint exactly. It could possibly be a food item that I'm eating. That's what I think, but it's much better. It is much better.
So don't get too caught up with the locations. But the main thing I want you to just kind of start paying attention is,
Akiyo, you're echoing.
oh, why am I echoing?
There, now you're not. Good.
Okay. All right. So I don't think I have anything else on. Am I echoing? Do I
No.
sound okay? Okay, good. So the tongue, you might want to know where exactly it is and what exactly need to do. That's a lot of things you could do and a lot of things you can't do. Or sometimes, acupuncturists use it to diagnose and come up with a treatment plan. So, there's many things going on, and you look at it and you talk to, and you are also taking your what's going on in your, like, do you have any pain? Do you have, like, other symptoms? You check the tongue, the pulses too. So don't make yourself crazy by looking at your tongues. But the main thing
Where?
that you could
Just
look
yeah.
at is the middle of the tongue, which is your stomach and digestive area. So, and also maybe some colors, but just be aware of what your tongue normally look like. And if you get used to looking at your tongue, you will see any change if a change happens. And most of the time it's related to your stress and your digestion. So you might have a little redness on the tip, or a redness or the peeled side.
Ooh.
You might be stressed, or you had some stressful thing happened like last week. It's like showing up on your tongue. So don't go crazy. Don't make yourself crazy. Don't think, oh my God, I have like kidney issues and I'm gonna have to go through this. Just use it as a guideline or some kind of things that you observe. So I didn't want to send you the diagram because that might drive you guys crazy. So
I printed it out and it drove me crazy.
Yes. The easiest you can do is look at the middle of the tongue. What does it do? Does it have a crack? Does it look dry? Does it look a little puffy? And think like, did I have extra like sugary stuff yesterday? Have I been eating more fatty stuff? Have I eating like cold stuff? Have I eaten too much of a raw food instead of cooked vegetable? You've been having salad, stuff like that. Just use that as a little guideline. Is that how's that
Good
sound?
to know.
Good.
That is, yes, it is.
So do
Um,
not diagnose yourself with like different diseases. Just use it to notice.
yes.
And
Can I?
if you have something happening, you should talk to your doctor or your acupuncturist or
Yes. Can I comment on that, Akiyo?
sure.
So yes, I had this, and it's called demographic.
Mhm.
That's the proper term for it.
Oh,
Well,
geographical.
what did I say? I always get confused with that. Sorry. Yes,
Like a
exactly.
patchy.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So I went to see a specialist, and I was told about the different things about it, and really not too. He really played it down, and I was kind of thinking about that. But you know what? It is sort of like something that you shouldn't be concerned too much about, but it should bring you awareness.
Yep.
But
Yep.
as far as your palate, your taste, it did not affect it at all, because everything I ate, I could taste the flavor of it. But it's just the sight of it, the
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, that's not normal.
Right.
That was my
It's kind of unusual, right? So, but
yes,
it's great that you noticed it.
correct.
And is there anything you have changed or like did it like went away by
You know
itself?
what? If I did change, I am not aware of it.
Mhm.
Was I under stress? Once again, I'm not aware of
Yeah.
anything, because it was like, I don't know. I don't think it was. It was quite some time ago too.
Mm-hmm.
Way before even this pandemic started. It
Mm-hmm.
was way before that time. So
Right.
what stirred it up? No idea to this
Yeah.
day.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be little imbalance in different stuff. So, your bowel movement, your urination, there might be some change. So just pay attention to stuff happen
Yes,
and
it's
it
good.
just to monitor.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Sandra, do you have a question?
Akiyo, yeah, I
Yeah.
just have a comment. This is
Uh-huh.
Sandra. Have you
Mhm.
ever seen a black tongue
Ooh,
on a
I
human
haven't.
being?
I have seen it on textbook, but not real person.
I
I
had
had it.
one.
Oh, you
I did too,
did?
Sandra.
Oh,
You did too? Okay, I'm sure it was because of stress. I was going through a divorce.
oh wow.
It was, even though it was amicable, it was still very stressful to go
Uh-huh.
through. And I did talk to my doctor. She asked me if I had taken any Pepto-Bismol because that could turn your tongue black. I had not. It took me like 3 days to brush it all out. It was very strange.
Wow. I haven't seen it in the actual tongue, but that's
What was
is
the deal in the textbook? You said
it's
you,
the extreme heat. So stress, actual fever, yeah.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
how about an excessive eating of licorice?
Of what? Licorice?
Licorice. And
Well,
what,
I mean, I think it physically
licorice.
changes the color. Yes.
and why was your tongue black?
I was told that it was, oh heck, I had it in my mind, that it was a yeast infection.
Oh, really?
That it's a different kind of yeast,
Mhm.
and they mentioned, some stress, which I had been under some stress. They said that you're adapt to that because yeast is in the air all the time and we
Right.
don't
I
even
mean,
know
we
it.
have it
Yeah.
in
But
our
man,
body.
that sucker was scary, wasn't it, Sandra?
Absolutely scary.
Right.
And
I mean,
in the
that's a little
morning, I went to
extreme
brush my
color.
teeth. It's like, what happened? And I even asked my husband at the time. I said, "Look at my tongue. Is it black or am I hallucinating?"
Wow.
Yeah, it's scary.
Wow. So that does happen. Well,
So what
thank
is
you for sharing that.
so Pepto Bismol would make your tongue black?
I guess it's like the pink stuff, but I think it might react to what's on your tongue, but it does turn your stool really dark though.
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol does.
I'm not playing with that. I'll do it all natural.
Any questions? Thank you for sharing all that information. That's great.
If it's soft already.
Huh? Okay. So now let's work. Oh, anybody has done any
Body
dry brushing?
dry brushing.
You know, I watched a really good video on that. And I think you really need to watch a couple videos. It's really important to get it going the right way. And one of the things that the woman said is she doesn't like the idea of starting at the feet and working up,
Mm-hmm.
because the brush gets dirty. So you start at the top and work down.
Yeah.
But the diagrams of the lymph nodes and everything is on those videos. So yeah, I have been doing it, but I need to watch the video again because it's not something you just do. You can screw up things. If you can rub yourself the wrong way. Let's put it that way. Do more harm than good.
So last week we did kind of, where your belly button is, the major thing. Up here is the armpit. Below here is where inguinal is. So everything below, so on your leg goes to the inguinal.
Yeah.
Anything below your belly button also goes down to the inguinal area, right? So, and anything below your belly button comes back up.
She also showed, what did she call it? Puffy? Anyhow, when you hold up your arm,
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't really indent and it's puffy, that shows that things are blocked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she had a woman on with that, and then she showed hers that, really went in. And so I thought that was very interesting. So you can tell yourself if you have a problem.
Do you really have a pit in your armpit, right?
Yeah. Make sure the pit's there.
Yeah, so I agree. So you should check different ones and just decide what works and what makes sense. And
Definitely
I think
be educated about it. Don't just start doing it.
And know, and also know your a condition of your lymph nodes too.
Mm-hmm.
So especially when you have surgery or have a lymph node removed. So make sure that's safe and okay for you to do that too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the clavicle. So instead of rubbing it, you want to press, not too hard, press, and you feel the movement of your skin, right? So let's start with one side, right on the clavicle. So move up and down, up and down. So anywhere between here and there. On this side, it's here and there. Okay. And switch to the other side, push in little. Move the skin over the bone. So you want to feel the skin moving. Okay. And now you're going to work on the pec muscle area, which is below your clavicle. And use this part of your hand from the mid area. So if you go right in the middle, it's too bony. So go off a little bit. So you want to feel the meaty part. So you could do a little circle, or you can push and move out. So this is more of a muscle. It's like a massage feel. So you want to have a comfortable pressure. And you want to go where your chest almost dips into your shoulder. On this side, switch sides. You could do a circle and move out, or push in and out. Whatever works for you and whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay, now let's do the arm circles. So you want to go forward first. You're going to do 8 times forward, 8 times going back with your elbows. Go forward first. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach 5, 6, 7, 8. Go back with your elbows. 1, 2, 3. Adjust the range if that's not working. 5. Make sure it's not hurting you. 7, 8. Go forward again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now we're gonna work on the muscles that opens your chest. So it's the muscle that pulls your shoulder blades back. So you are going to pull back sideways so you can see a little better. Okay, so when you do this, again, make sure if you do this, this is not really opening, right? So keep your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So we're gonna start from here, pull back. So let's do 15 times. Ready? Pull. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chest up. 6. Squeeze your shoulder blades. 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Okay, now you're gonna pull down, just like when you're, pretend like you're pulling, pretend like you're doing the pull-ups, okay? So pull-ups muscle is the muscle that pulls your shoulder blades down towards your, so it pulls down this way. So here, and you are going to be aware of your shoulder blades coming down, okay? So start around here and pull down, okay? Same thing, 15 times. Ready, chest up. 1, 2, 3. Not just your arms, feel the shoulder blades. Pull with the shoulder blades. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. How's that feel? Good? Okay. Now that let's talk about, I like the thumbs, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the chi and the food and stomach and chewing and resting part. So now that we are in our life or daily living lives, the food and eating is what we have the control over the most, I think. So, and we were talking about the tongue, and the chi is basically the energy, life force. Chi is what gives the energy for the to function. Chi is what pumps the blood out of the heart. Chi is what protects us as a chi floats on the surface of our the right below the skin to protect. So chi is the immune system. Chi is the life energy. Chi is the force that gives us the energy to function. The muscles, organs, and stuff. So where we get the chi is the nutrition from the food. So, but sometimes I think the modern life and our modern world, we have too much stuff, too much food, and I mean, you can argue about when to eat, what to eat, but I think our eating habit, or like you have to eat 3 times a day, you have to have a breakfast. I mean, yeah, that maybe was more important when we have to go out and do more physical labor. But now we sit a lot, we are here all day. So, do we really need to eat that much? I mean, we do. We need to eat too. Um, um, to keep us alive, but are we eating? Just think about, like, when do you eat, and do you eat when you're hungry, or would you eat because you feel like you have to eat, or you eat because you feel like eating something? Are we eating emotionally, or are we eating because you're hungry and you need the nutrition? So food is really like, it became entertainment, it became, it's more than taking in the nutrition. So, we have emotional connection to it, and we hate it and we love it. So, something to kind of think about. And the chewing, um, most of us don't chew enough, um, because we are eating on the run or eating while we're doing something else and we have to get to other places. You only have like 15 minutes to like eat and you have to do other stuff. But chewing is part of the digestion already. So the saliva has the digestive enzyme, right? Amylase, that starts the breakdown of starch, like what we eat a lot of. So chewing is medicine. So if you don't change anything, or if you don't do anything, maybe start chewing more this week and see if that changes anything. We're supposed to chew until the food gets like completely liquefied, which is kind of gross when you like keep chewing, but try it and see. And you could also have a bite, put down your utensils, and chew. So that's our homework. If you already don't are not doing it already, try to chew a little more, and pay attention to hunger, craving. So that's let's think about that. Let's think about food and how we eat and chew, how we chew, and also what we eat. The Some of us have the books, but now we're into the warmer the springtime, so the things are getting young, so we are able to eat more cooler stuff because we're not no longer in the winter time. So we could eat more uh, raw foods and vegetables, and should be able to be handling okay compared to the middle of the winter having like salad for dinner for every day for a week. So pay attention to what your body wants and what you eat and what your body does, and look at your tongue, but not like too much. So I wanted to talk about that. We talked about the tongue, and I think that's what I wanted to say about the chi and food. Any questions?
Akiyo,
Yeah.
what is your take on like intermittent fasting?
I actually kind of like the idea because intermittent fasting, like, it's like 12-hour fasting, which is, you have the dinner, you have the last thing to eat at 7, let's say, and you don't eat anything until 7 next morning, which is doable. It just it gives your stomach and digestive system time to finish their job and go to sleep. When you go to sleep, they can also go to sleep, right? So in that sense, I don't really know much about, like, fasting for 7 days or fasting for 1 day, but just a 12-hour fasting, I think it's a good idea to gives your body and digestive system time to rest and recuperate.
I want to go a little bit later, like maybe
8
8,
to 8
maybe
or 9 to 9. But it's just same 12 hours. So you could, you can drink water, but just no food in between that 12 hours. And I think 12 hours is doable. I think some of us already do it, right? So if you do, like, if you finish eating and check the time, but if that's like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, wait till you have the breakfast or anything to eat, either like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m.
Well, that's going to be a change for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. To give it a try, though, really.
Okay. So you
It's-
could, you could try it, but not like, but also it just observe what happens. Like if you have to eat like 6 a.m., I think you should. And maybe gradually, you know.
And that is dinner time. We aim for like 6 o'clock, 6:30.
No, it doesn't matter. Just 12 gives, like, as long as you have the 12 hours in between. Right? So it's just easier to remember. It's the same time, 12 hours, like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. or, I don't know, 1 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yes, it's going to take a little more discipline on my part, but it's like I have to have something in my stomach,
Mhm.
or else I'm going to be thinking about it when I'm in bed. And I have to be able to sleep.
Yeah. So you could start with, I don't know, 8 hours, then you can do 8.5 hours, then 9 hours. You can like work up to it. So try not to, it's like, I hate doing anything like completely, you have to do it this way. So, modify it, and you have a goal. If you wanted to try 12 hours, you can like work up to it. Or you can go a little bit longer than your normal hours and see if that makes you feel better. Then that's great. It's working.
Yes. I wonder
Yeah.
how
And
the
I
others
say
feel.
I
I
say
don't know.
12 hours because it's just easy to remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take some doing on my part.
Yeah. So, but don't make it too hard. Just,
True.
yeah.
I
Start
never.
from like 8 hours.
Question.
Yeah.
Why do we want to fast?
Just to on this one, when we're talking about in this situation, it just gives your stomach time to rest. So
You know what I
your
want?
stomach is not always working to try to digest, and it may not, it might lose the function of completely, or like effectiveness of digestion and absorption of the nutrients, because that's the biggest part of the nutrition. I mean, the digestive system is digest and also absorb nutrition. And if you're not, if you are constantly putting, food and making your digestive system really hard to, like, I have to make sure I have to break this down, can you imagine how it can be like overwhelmed, and they may not be able to do their job fully. So it just to give them time to rest. And if you eat, right before you go to sleep, you're sleeping, but your stomach is not sleeping. So stomach is working extra, overtime try to digest that what you ate before the bedtime, and then like I don't know 5 a.m. they're like finally get to work and get to sleep. Then you wake up 6 a.m. start eating breakfast like oh we only got 2 hours of a break and now have to work again. So that's that's our that's my concept.
The reason why I asked, and I don't want to take all the time, it
No.
was just I was looking into like the natural release of toxins in your body.
Mhm.
And for that reason, I was looking into this intermittent. So how do you pronounce it? Intermittent fasting. That's the reason why I was looking. Well, anyway, thank you though. Thanks for your
Yeah,
tips.
sure. Yeah. And also like excretion of the toxin or the waste materials is that's the completion of the digestive system, right?
Yes.
So it just gives them a little more time to do all the work that they need to do.
Assimilation and elimination.
Yes.
Okay.
How's
Continue.
that sound?
Yes.
Good.
Good. Thank you. Got it.
Right. So I really think in the modern lifestyle, our stomach is getting given a lot of work. And we have enough stuff. We have enough nutrition. But also we could be eating like really good food, but if our digestive system is not functioning well, we may not be able to extract all the good nutrients either. So yeah, give them a little break. Give them a little time to nap. Okay. Any other questions? Are we good?
We're good.
Good. Okay. What time is it? How are we doing with the floor? Moving on to the floor exercise.
Okay. Sure.
Good. Okay. Do the setup. If you need to get some water or do a little setup, I just need to move my chair away. But just go ahead and do the setup. And maybe do a 5-minute break while we do that. Yeah, and make sure you're warm. Oh, and if you have a yoga block, have one next to you. And if you don't have a bath towel ready, sorry, I forgot to mention, either bath towel or yoga block. But we're going to use that later. you need a little more time, unmute and let me know. Are we good? Are you ready? Okay. So let's pretend that you are just first thing in the morning, you're lying on your back and do, I guess I can't see myself. Okay. Okay, so you're lying down. So first thing you could do is, of course, you could do all your, see that all the toe stuff that you did, you could do that too, right? So you could do forward and back.
Uh,
You're okay?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Larry, is that you?
No, it's just I moan and groan. Get down on the floor tough. But
Well,
I'm there.
So you can either lie down or you can sit
Hang in
with your legs out, or,
I'm okay.
but might as well just lie down all the way. And when you work on your feet, have your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders so you have a space for both of your toes to come in and out. But you could start with your toes forward and back. And you could also have one toe, one foot pointing forward, one foot pointing up, one's flexing, one's plantar flexing, pointing and flexing, right? So when you do that, when you do 1.1 flex, can you feel how your hips are already kind of shifting and moving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So make sure that is comfortable for your back. Sometimes it kind of pulls on your back, then don't do it. So that's one thing you could do. Then you could do ankle circles, both in same direction. Or you could do both in opposite, so both comes in and goes out, in, out, other way, in, out, in, out. Okay. So, and when you are, so to stretch your back, there are many ways, right? You could do one leg at a time. So make sure this is comfortable. So when you do that, lift first. So lift, when you lift, make sure you're tightening your tummy so you don't pull on your back. Keep your tummy tight and pull up. One leg at a time. Or you could have both knees up. That's a little bit easier to lift one leg up. So you could do this, and you could switch. Or you could lift one and extend the other to add a little more stretch for your hip flexor. But make sure when you lower this leg, make sure it lowers to the floor. Keep your knees bent. And whenever you are moving your leg, tighten your tummy. You guys doing okay there? Okay. So, to work, you guys doing okay? So, another thing you could do, keep your legs, again, wide, one leg bent, very slowly. So sometimes it's good to maybe have rolled up your comforter or pillow on either side of your leg, but let your knee fall inward and out. Control the movement. In, out, in, out. So any of this exercise, if it's too much, it's painful or discomfort causing, do not do it. And let me know if that happens. There's always alternative. There's always different ways to do it. So switch your leg, one leg straight, one knee bent, feet wide, and in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. How you guys doing so far?
Akil, thank you, because that felt really good.
Good, good.
Yes.
Okay. So, um, everybody's lower back feels okay. No issues.
I'm not, I'm just letting my back relax because all
Yes.
the muscles are in spasm. now.
Okay. If you need to rest in between,
Yeah, I'm not,
yeah.
this is just laying down.
Okay, good. So now there are different things to do. Let's see. Let's do the a little stretch for the glute stretch that you see. You could do this. The easy way to do is to have the bottom of your feet first, wherever you're comfortable with, on the side of your straightened leg. So you could do just on your ankle and just let it fall. And if that's okay, go to your knee and let it fall. And then if you need a little more stretch, if this is enough stretch and you can stop there, you could also cross your ankle right above your other knee. So that just kind of gives you a little more space for your leg to fall. Can you see my legs okay?
Yes.
Yes. And Akil,
Yeah.
on your bented leg, are you putting pressure towards the floor?
Yes, but you want to use the weight of your leg to just
Okay.
kind of fall. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
don't
I-
want to push it too much. You just want to
Okay.
let it fall. Use the weight of the leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
That feels really good.
Good.
I can
So
feel this stretch.
How long do you do it for?
you want to keep the comfortable stretch for about 10 counts. So but yeah, no longer than like, I don't know, 20 seconds. But make sure you're doing it with a nice breathing. So maybe like 5 breaths or 10 counts, or until you feel like your hips start to relax, but don't stay here for 10 minutes. Okay. So only if you need a little more stretch, again, tighten your tummy. You want to lift the lower leg up. How's everybody doing? You doing okay?
Yes. Where are we applying pressure? On the bent leg? You're applying pressure?
Pressure is, so your hips
Or
are, you don't want to be pushing, or you don't want to be forcing it. So you're just letting your hip fall. Does that make sense?
Okay. I
But
see.
the direction is, your knee is away, the upper knee is away from you.
Correct.
Yeah. Want to try that same thing on the other side? So one leg straight, And now the bottom of one foot against the ankle, side of the ankle, and just let your knee fall out. So you can start from the ankle. Keep breathing. Now you're going to lift up to your knee and let it fall. And again, if the stretch is too much, you can put, pillow, or since I have this, I could put a pillow or towel or yoga mat or yoga,
But also,
whatever.
here's the reality. The reality is, as Michael said, this COVID bill passed through reconciliation, meaning it was filibuster proof and only Democrats voted for it. And
Now,
so we're already seeing
you're going to lift this up,
trying to chip away at the
level
public
3.
support of this.
Your
And so
foot
what you're going to see and hear
above
from
your other
from
knee.
everybody else on his team who's going to fan out across the country is this is what we did for you. This is what
Can somebody mute themselves, please? Somebody else is talking.
Are we being hacked?
You can have more help.
Maybe
with
somebody's
your-
just
with the
talking on the
ACA
phone or
benefits
listening
that
to the
you
radio.
have, and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so
Just-
it is now it's a war against the virus. It's to make
Jan,
sure
can you just mute everybody?
education, but
I
it's
can't
also
find out who it is.
against Republicans who are
Not the
trying
whole
to
can do that.
take away the credit that Biden is trying to get for this.
And Michael, what does it say to you? The president has obviously put a lot of time into this. It's going to be a 20-minute speech.
Someone just
It's
muted. A
not
lot of us,
exceedingly
but
long,
Jan is
but 20
unmuted.
minutes is, about people's attention span. But he has literally been line editing every single line. And there's a lot that's going in this, right? I mean, there's a lot of things he's trying to accomplish in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also a victory lap of sorts, and he's entitled to it. And I think that maybe the headline tomorrow is going to be the idea that everybody is able to get a shot by May 1st. I can tell you as a resident of those infamous Philly burbs, we feel shortchanged. And we take a look at Alaska saying if you're 16 and older,
It's not me.
other states,
Melvin is,
now saying everybody can.
Whoever's the host, go ahead and just mute everyone.
Arizona, Gila County, where every adult is able to get it.
And
the
can you mute
patchwork
the-
of rollout, I think it's
Just mute
pretty
everyone and
simple.
unmute Akiyo.
That's a really good point. It is an exceedingly good point. So Dana, in this poll,
Everybody's muted.
77% of Americans.
There. Thank you.
It was Gail, you were right.
Okay, so
Okay.
we are. So level 1, ankle. Level 2, knee. If you need a little more stretch, put your ankle over right above your knee. Level 3, if you need a little more, tighten your tummy, lift, and let this knee just relax and fall. Okay, that's level 4. Okay, and when you're done, let this go down first, and there. Okay. Are we good? Doing good? Okay, so let's do, so you're going to bring your knees up. I'm going to go this way. So make sure, again, this is comfortable for your lower back. So bring both knees up. And you are just cupping, and you are going to pull. So your knee is going to do, let's do circles. Yeah. Up together, open, out, down, and in together. It's going to be like in and up, open, guide, down, and up, up, open, together, up, open, down, together, up, open, down, together. Let's do 2 more. Up, open, down, together. Last one. Up, open, down, together. Okay. The other way. So you're going to go together. You go down, open, and up, in, down, open, up, together, down, open, up, together, down, open, up, together. Okay, here's a challenge. I'm gonna go one leg go one way. This one goes this way. This one goes the other way. So how are we gonna do that? One goes up, one goes down. Now both open. And this one comes up, this one comes down. So cross the other way and pass together, open around. So maybe you have to think about it, but take your time. So you're going to cross in midline, both open, and one goes up, one goes down, and cross again. One opens up, one opens down. Okay, now let's go the other way. So first we went this way, this one we go the other way. So one up, one down, open, one down, one up, and cross. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Okay, keep together. Okay. Check-in time. How was it? Good, good. All the thumbs, yes. Good. Any questions? Get this. Get the thumbs. Good. Okay.
I'm glad you did.
That was, yeah, I think you used a lot of stomach strength.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't easy to even figure out what you were doing.
But can you? Should I repeat it? What that was it?
Yeah, why don't you do it once more just so I could see
Okay.
if I was doing it right? Because I did something.
Okay, the circle parts. Yeah.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, the last.
Last one is okay. So let me maybe use my person here. Okay. So can you see okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So first one was both together, right? So first one both up, open, together, up, open, together. So this is first one. Sorry for the ambulance. And number 2 was together, down, and open and up, right? So that's 2. The third one is this one is doing this. So first you keep your knees together. One goes down, one goes up. Now both open. This is low. Lowers come up. Upper one comes down. Bring your knees together and pass through. So this one might be a little confusing. It might take a little practice. But you're just kind of doing figure 8. But it's not quite. That kind of makes sense. We'll keep practicing.
Yeah.
But stick with the one that is easy and the one that's comfortable for you to do. Okay, so now.
Akio.
Yeah,
So
go
I
ahead.
think the last one is like a big bicycle. The last one you're doing, like one's
That's
coming.
true, because yeah.
Only it's a wide bicycle.
Yes, it's a wide bicycle.
You have your brain. But it's really interesting. Yeah, thank you.
That's a good visual. Think of your pedaling the big bicycle sideways. Okay.
Great exercises.
So play with it. Make sure the most important part is that you are comfortable. Okay, now everybody know bridging, which is, can you see me? Yes. Bridging is this. Don't do it yet. We're gonna get there really slowly. So again, make sure when you do this, your back feels okay. If you have a back pain, don't do it. And make sure you're comfortable. Okay, so bridging is when you are, here is my pelvis. Okay, so when you're lying down, can you see? I'll go this way. So that's your sacrum, right? So you're lying down. You are, before you do anything, you're tucking in your pelvis. So you're shortening your abdominal muscle. So when you shorten your abdominal muscle, your pelvis do this, right? Because it's being pulled up. So that's tuck in of the pelvis, right? So you tuck in the pelvis. Then you are going to lift one vertebrae at a time, which I am going to demonstrate right now. So first, when you try to see if you could, can you see well? Okay, maybe so. Okay. So when you tuck in, so when you're lying down, your butt's touching the floor, your pelvis is touching the floor. So first thing is to bring your feet up so your feet are flat on the floor. And now tighten your tummy. So you pull, tighten, so that pulls your pelvis forward. So now your butt is off the floor, but your lower back is not, right? And now think of one little bone at a time. You are slowly peeling your back. And your goal, only the goal, is to go up. So you are you're feeling it on your glutes. You're probably feeling it on your quads. And you want to get to, or you want to aim to, the point where you can keep your shoulders and your knees one straight line. But that's where you're thinking about going, but don't force it. So if this is as far as you can get comfortably, just stay right there. So you're keeping your tummy tight. You're feeling it on your glutes. You're feeling it on your thighs because that's what's supporting you. Okay? When you go down, again, the opposite. Go down one vertebra at a time. So I'm going down. My lower back is touching the floor. My butt is not. Now I'm slowly releasing. And I'm relaxing the lower back. So my butt's touching. Okay. Have I explained that? Okay. How's your bridging? Good? Okay. So let's try that. Let's try that really slowly. And when you go up, make sure your shoulders are not doing this. So you don't have to use your neck. You don't have to use your chin. to lift up. It's all in your tummy and all in your glutes and your legs to lift. So make sure your chest, your neck, your jaws, your eyes, your eyeballs, your face, it's all relaxed. Everything is from here down. Okay, let's try. Okay. So make sure feet are on the floor and feet are about your hip width apart. It doesn't have to be go really wide. It's about your hip width apart. Okay, now tighten your tummy so your pelvis tilts up. And now one vertebrae at a time, really, really, really slowly. And go up. Make sure your chest, your neck is relaxed. Keep breathing. Let's hold for a little bit. Okay, now when you're coming down, you want to push down the very top. So it's kind of like sinking your chest in first, then from the top to the bottom, one vertebra at a time, go down slowly, slowly, slowly. And the pelvis rests and your legs relax. Okay. Can we do it 2 more times? Same thing. Okay. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And tuck in your pelvis, so tummy tight. So your butt's off, your lower back is still on the floor. Now peel the spine one vertebra at a time. Go all the way up and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now sink in your chest. One vertebra at a time. Go down slowly, slowly, slowly. And relax. Okay, one more, or if you have enough, take a break. Okay, keep breathing, tuck in your pelvis, your butt's off, peel your spine all the way up, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One vertebra at a time, go down. From the top, one little bone at a time, down, down, down. And relax your legs. Okay. Okay, check-in time. How you guys doing? Good? Good, good, good. Okay, so we're gonna work in the, so take your either towel or a yoga block. So if you have a yoga block, if you have a thin yoga block, actually that's really good. But you know how the yoga block is working? Yeah, Janice, I like yours. It's a good thickness. So you know how these are made to have a different height, right? This is the lowest. Then you can flip it and you can go a little bit higher, and this is really high. Okay, so you could, if you have it, you can use it. Or if you have a towel, you could go from this thickness. If you want to go a little bit thicker, you can fold it in third. And this thickness, if you want to go a little bit higher, you can fold it in fourth, whatever you are comfortable with. And if you want to go even higher, you can like roll it up to make it a little thicker. But all you're going to do is you are going to put one of these in your comfortable height underneath. So when you're doing your bridge, so you're going to stick this under your sacrum. So make sure it's not on your, it's not the small of your back. It's on your sacrum. So watch me first. or unless you are comfortable, go ahead and try that. But so first, so have this close to your butt. Okay. Then first get into the bridging first to the comfortable height. So make sure the height, if you're comfortable there, I can't get into it, so this won't work. So you could use the towel. So adjust the towel, and all you're gonna do is put this under, not the back, under your butt, under your sacrum, and go down slowly. So your sacrum is a little bit higher than your normal, right, when you're lying down. So, and you're just try to, if you're too low, you're not going to feel much stretch. But if you could get to the height where you can comfortably rest, so make sure, very important, that you're not putting it on your arch of your back. It's never good thing to do. So on your butt. So your sacrum, it's right here. This is what's resting on the a block or the towel. And you should be able to feel a really good stretch on your lower abdominal. You shouldn't feel any pain. If you do, either go lower or skip this exercise. Okay, I'm gonna check in. How is it? Do you feel the stretch? Do you feel, how's that feel? Good? Good.
So we're just resting on the towel?
Yeah.
Not.
So you're completely resting and relaxed. So you should be able to like completely relax. And you should feel a stretch on your lower abdominal area, maybe hip area. So this is a stretch and also kind of relaxing pose. And this actually is also considered inversion pose. Like instead of doing the headstands, you could do this. So what's normally low is, you know, higher. You know, your hips are higher than your head. So and make sure, if you're new to this exercise, keep your knees bent. So make sure your feet are on the floor. Yeah, your feet are on the floor. But if you're used to this and you know like to get your legs up, you know go ahead and do whatever you're comfortable with. But make sure your legs are not straight, because that pulls on your back. So make sure your feet are flat on the ground. And if you need to add a little stretch on your hip flexor, make sure to extend one leg at a time, never both legs together. Okay, so you can keep one leg on the floor, but one knee always bent. Not both together, one leg up. I mean, one leg, one knee bent, that foot is on the floor. And you might feel a good hip flexor stretch in front of your thigh stretching. And when you switch your legs, make sure both legs are bent first, then switch. How you guys doing? Good. I like the thumbs.
Will this help lower back pain? What does this help?
It stretches, it stretches this area. It relaxes the lower back. If if this stretch doesn't hurt your back, it will help you with the lower back. Yes. It stretches the front part of your legs by doing, let's see. Let me get the, so this is a bad example. Do not do this. So if you go up here, don't do this. That pulls on your back. If you're going to do this, always have one leg straight. Make sure this is not too much pressure on your back. But this stretches your hip flexor, psoas, right? And this stretches right here. It relaxes your hip area. So make sure this doesn't hurt your back. How's that working? Working okay? Good, good. Okay, so when you get out of this, so make sure, again, always, so let's say you're here. Always have both feet on the floor, knees bent, lift. Take this off. When you go down, one vertebra at a time, you can add little back stretch. Bend your knee, pull up, both legs, and roll to the side and up. Any feedback, questions? How you feeling?
It feels good.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. It seems like, you know, I'm stretching parts of my body that I never have done.
Very good, very good. And it feels good. So make sure it's most important thing is that never do anything that causes discomfort or pain. As long as it feels good, it's a good thing.
Yes.
So you could do this before you go to sleep. You can take these, either this if you have it, or a towel. Before you go to sleep, you know, you're lying down to go to sleep. Try that. You know, you're lying down anyway to go to sleep. So try that before you go to sleep. It might help you with the sleep quality. Any other stretching that you have questions, or any other parts that you want to stretch? I don't know if I can. I don't know like everything, but any.
Could you do more on the psoas?
Psoas. Yes, there are many things that you could. Let's see. Let me. Like when you're lying down.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you could. So if you can go higher, showing. If you can go higher and again slide this. So this stretches and make sure this is comfortable. You can pull up and that adds the stretch. So anything that you're stretching here, you're stretching the psoas. You could do this, or you could go sideways, right? You kind of do the quad stretch, but make sure you're stable. You can pull back. As you pull back, you could also tuck your pelvis forward to kind of increase the stretch here. So that might be good. You could do the same thing on your tummy. I mean, if you can reach this too, but you could do this and you could lift up or here and try to lift this up a little. So if you lift your knee up, you are increasing the stretch on your psoas. How's that? So when you are, let's see. So this stretches, let me see, this stretches your quads, but when you pull back a little, anything to increase the angle here, that stretches your psoas, because psoas is attached to here to there. So anything to do this. Oh, that brings up the next subject. I wanted to go over a little standing exercise as our closing exercise. Anything else on lying down while we're still on the floor? Linda, you have a question? Yeah.
Not really about lying down. But I have a question. I got my injection, my second COVID 2 days ago. And as I do the exercises, it's kind of stirring up more energy in my upper arm, which is not really hurting anymore, but it's kind of a little bit sensitive. So I'm just wondering, is there like a special way that I should massage around my COVID?
I think you just need to let it, I think it's going to go away in a couple of days, right? It's just.
Oh, I'm sure. It's nearly gone. But it's
So
stirring
I wouldn't poke around it. It just, just let it heal itself. Okay. Yeah. Are we all stretched?
Yes.
It's a good stretch.
Good. Yeah.
Would this be useful?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. Okay, so stand up very, very slowly. We're gonna close with a standing exercise. And let me, I don't need all my stuff. So anything to just stretch what's not being stretched. So the opposing muscles to our sitting still muscles. Okay, so just kind of give you different options for exercises and movement, something to think about. So you know how we're seated, so we don't get to do much of kicking backwards, right? So we don't do this much. And also we don't do this much, right? So we might do a stretching. So you are getting this, but stretching this way is completely different from using the muscles to lift your leg up, right? So I'm gonna just try it, and just kind of gives you some tools to think about. So when you do any leg stuff, kicking back, kicking to the sideways, make sure you're not using any parts. So especially when you're kicking back, don't use your upper body. I mean, this really pulls your back. So don't do that. And here, when you're kicking the side, again, don't use your body. So it's the muscles around it's mainly your glute muscle that is working. So feel when you are, let's say, kicking back. So start with your back. Sorry, I can't find the right angle. Okay, so start with your foot back. Squeeze your glute and lift. So you should feel this muscle tightening, and then this leg cannot go up any further, right? If you try to go up, you want to feel kind of your muscle is stopping you. So you don't have to go high, but think your muscles moving back, back. So it's your glute lifting. Try the other way, back, back. Your glutes working, but not your upper body. So your upper body is still, and you're just pivoting at your hip joint. So that's the front. You're going to do the sideways. You could, again, start on the side, relax this leg. You're using here, this part, lift up, up again, not too high. Okay. Gonna go the other way, out first, and lift, and up, 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 up. How's that?
Good.
Good, good. So think about what your body don't do, or the angles that you don't do, but especially our legs are made to go forward, inside, and back, and in. I think we work a lot of pulling your feet together muscles, and bend your knee. So we do a lot of pulling in and lifting up, but I don't think we get to do this and this much. So maybe from your home exercise, you just add a little bit of sidewaysing back by making sure that's by standing up straight and isolating your glutes. That also work your core muscles too. So it helps you with a balance too. So try it, play with it, have fun. What time is it? Any questions? Ooh, 1 minute. Any questions? No.
I just have a quick question.
Go ahead.
I arrived late, unfortunately. So I'm just curious when this will be up on YouTube.
I think so.
I put it up as soon as I can.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Somebody asked me about the probiotics last week. I'm still working on it, but there are, we traditionally, many cultures eat fermented food, right? Like sauerkraut, miso, sourdough bread, right?
Yeah,
our favorite. So I am looking up on, there's another book that I have, and they have some fermented stuff that I haven't read the whole thing, but I will give you some idea about the fermented stuff. So that's probably be good thing to and kimchi, right?
Oh man, got some
kimchi and sourdough bread. I don't know if you guys eat natto, but I like it, but it's disgusting.
Natto? Are you kidding me? It is, but it's
like, I won't blame it if you didn't eat growing up. I mean, that's pretty disgusting. It's fermented soybean. It's like it smells bad. It textures bad. It's sticky. It looks like it's like dead, but it's
Is it like sauerkraut?
no, it's worse. It's worse. It's sauerkraut is like it's like sour cabbage, so
Yeah.
it's like acceptable, but natto is not acceptable.
But for the health benefits, it's incredible, isn't it?
It's yes, it has a. I mean, it has fermented soybeans. So if you, it's you know kind of pre-digested, right? So it's like good for your digestive system. It has stuff in it that's the fermented stuff is a good stuff. So, but
It's nasty.
I know it is. It is. But if you're used to eating it, I don't mind it. But I have to put like a lot of like bonito flakes and like seaweed, like nori and like green onions to just kind of mask the flavor. But yeah, you just have to cook it and like put together well to be able to eat it. But yes, I don't recommend it if you haven't eaten it.
Are you talking about kimchi?
No, it's natto. It's the Japanese fermented soybeans.
Oh.
And it's like,
Ooh.
it looks horrible.
Yes.
No.
That's why you have to stir it. You stir it.
Yeah, you have to stir it, and it's like sticky, and
It
it's
brings,
got like,
it brings out that beauty.
and
You can-
it's the slimy stuff. I have it in my fridge, but it's like really disgusting.
Yes, it's an acquired taste.
If you haven't seen it, maybe I should do a presentation of eating it. I mean, like, then you would never eat it. But anyway, sorry. But I want to give you some stuff about like fermented stuff, since we talked about the
Probiotics.
yeah, probiotics.
Great. This class today was amazing, Akiyo. I mean, you touched on things that I never experienced before. I mean, that exercises, techniques, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Fantastic.
easy enough to just do it, like when you're lying down,
In bed.
Try it.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes. Before you get up or before you go to sleep, try it and make sure. Most important thing is that you're comfortable and doesn't cause you any pain or discomfort.
That's it.
Are we good? So next week, I'm going to give you a little more fermented stuff and more like home exercise stuff, because I want to give you enough tools so you can come up with your own thing. So if you have any question about, how do you stretch this? I've been stretching this way, but it's like not comfortable. There's the different ways to do it. Then we could, we could think about stuff and we can come up with your new stretching routine or strengthening. You need to do strengthening and stretching. Both. Okay. Are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, see you next
Thank you.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Great class.
Yes.
Thank you. Excellent as usual.
Thank you very much.
That was Gail. I recognize it.
The bridging was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll help your tummy.
Yes.
All right, you guys.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
right.
See you, Jan.
Bye, Melvin.